Hello there. I am Debbie, and welcome to the Vata balancing sequence. So, for this particular sequence, we are going to take the qualities that are typically of Vata in Ayurveda, and we're going to find the element space and air. Those are the two elements that are predominant in an individual, both in the body and in the mind. And so, what comes to mind when you think of space and air? What qualities, what we call them, the gunas, come to mind? Well, we have a little cold, dry, mobile, light, expansive, and these are beautiful qualities. Some of the great features of Vata, because there's so much work up in the head, remember, air rises. They're incredibly intelligent, creative. They have an incredible imagination, even clairvoyance. But when these qualities go out of balance, we have anxiety, we have worry, we have a body that's just a little bit too cold. We have hypermotion with a lot of direction. The rule of Ayurveda is like begets like, opposite balances. Okay, so if I'm already a Veda, if you already have a lot of air and space in your constitution, you don't want to do a practice that's going to increase more of that quality. We want to introduce the opposite to neutralize it. So if those are the qualities of Vata, we want to have a practice that's juicy, it's warm, it creates focus and has a lot of grounding and earth element to it. Remember, Vata is very up here, it's air, and we want to bring more of the elements of what a Kapha already has, which is stability and grounding. Um, so the interesting thing with the doshas is that if you're a particular dosha, your tendency is going to maybe long for more of that similar qualities, which will pull you further out of balance. So if you're a Vata, you'd want to do a practice like this, like we're going to do, and use those to balance out. So why don't we set an intention for our Vata balancing practice to be present in the moment? All right, so our head is not going all over the place. We're going to be present in the moment. And let's begin if you want to bring your hands into a prayer. And just an intention that we can set is that may this practice bring us into a very sweet equilibrium through grounding and being in the moment, emphasizing stability, emphasizing warmth, and then we will release our hands and we'll open our eyes and we'll begin laying on our back for a moment. And I'd like, if you have a strap, to grab that strap. And if you don't have a strap, that's okay. Maybe you have a tie to your robe. Maybe you have a tie, anything that is going to be a little long and lean. And we'll begin on our backs. And we're going to do a one-legged raised pose, and we'll put the strap right over the ball of our foot and bring our foot into the sky. And we'll hold onto our strap with both hands. And we want to make sure that the heads of our shoulder are staying grounded into the earth. They're not rising up. And maybe your foot's here, maybe it's somewhere in the middle. We're just bringing it to a place that feels comfortable. At this stage in the game, we're not looking to feel any pain. There may be, a little bit of pull, and then that's okay. We can just open up things. But we're not looking for total comfortability while we're also not looking for pain. So we'll take a few breaths in here, making sure that our shoulders stay down and away from our ears, that our shoulder blades are grounded into the mat. And inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And as soon as you feel in that leg, maybe you don't feel that pressure anymore. You don't feel any of that pull. Maybe pull a little bit more in. Don't feel total comfortability. I want you to feel something in the pose. We don't want to feel absolutely nothing. And one more inhale. And exhale, bring the knee into the chest. Unloop your strap that was around your foot. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So the strap is right about where the ball of the foot is. Bring the foot up to the sky. Shoulder blades are in the mat. Shoulders are not rising up into our ears. You want to have that foot flexed for an added feel that you'll get in the back of the calf, maybe in the back of the hamstrings. And inhale And exhale. Inhale and exhale. And it's okay to have a bend in that leg, but what I'd rather see versus a bend is just not having the leg straight up and trying to keep that leg straight. But it's okay to have a micro bend in it. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Excellent job. Bring the knee into the chest. Unhook your strap. We're done with that for the practice. So you can put that off to the side. And then we're just going to come. You guys can stay facing the long edge of your mat. I'm going to turn and face the camera. And we're just going to do a really easy seated forward bend. So with our forward bend, we are not looking to maximize our stretch here. We're literally just slowly starting to open things up. So I like to begin by raising my hands over my head and then folding forward at the hips, not rounding my back, but folding forward. And this is not maximum intensity here. We're not looking to, necessarily grab our ankles or grab our feet. If we're all the way up here, that's totally normal and fine for today. Inhale. And you can keep your feet active here. And exhale. Try not to round our shoulders, round into our ears. Again, we're hinging from the hips in this position. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Now we're going to separate the legs wide, the feet wide. Make sure we're sitting up on our sit bones. And we're going to do another forward fold, but this time with a straddle. So arms up overhead. Inhale. And on an exhale, come down as far as you would like. You can come down to your forearms. You can come down to just your hands. You can be all the way up here, just to where you feel something. You're feeling the stretch. You're not just feeling nothing, but you're also not in pain. So there's that nice balance that, again, we're trying to find. And we're doing that. We're trying to meet in the middle, that threshold, due to the fact that we're trying to stay present in the moment. So if you're hanging out with absolutely no intensity, that's when the mind starts to wander. But in the same effect, if you're pushing it to your all-out maximum and you're feeling pain, your brain is then going to focus on the pain. And we're not looking for that. We're just looking to feel a sensation. And inhale and exhale. I like to keep the feet active in this pose as well. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Excellent job. Now you can come to an easy seat, cross-legged. We're going to take our left hand, place it on top of our right knee. Our right fingers go behind us. And we're just going to do an easy twist looking over our right shoulder. And we're going to inhale and exhale. Now you might feel that your hip wants to come up. Try to keep your hips grounded into your mat. And we'll inhale again and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale, come forward. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So our right hand will go to our left knee, left fingertips go behind us, and we stretch over to the left, looking over our left shoulder. Inhale and exhale. With every inhale, we sit a little bit taller, and every exhale, we twist a little bit deeper. Inhale and exhale. Keep your chin up. You're not looking down, closing off your airway. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bring it forward. Now we're just going to do a couple stretches with our wrists. So if you want to extend your right arm out, your palm will be facing away from you, fingers down. We're just going to use our left hand and gently with slight pressure, pull back on our fingertips. This is a movement that requires very little pressure, very little effort to open up the wrist. I'm just doing an inhale here and an exhale. Inhale and exhale. Now the fingertips will point skyward and we'll pull again back ever so gently. Inhale and exhale. Inhale And exhale, shake that out. Do the same thing with the other hand. Extend your left arm out. Fingertips point down, palm is facing away from you. Gently pull back on your fingers. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Fingers point skyward, palm is still facing away. Pull back on those fingers. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to go onto all fours now and to get into our cat-cow position. So with our cat-cow, our wrists are stacked directly over our shoulder. Our knees are in line with our hip. If you have any kind of wrist pressure, you can feel free to put your hands into fists and put them on the ground. Otherwise, your hands are on the ground. You can pat at the ground a little bit to try to get some grip. And when you're ready, toes can be untucked or tucked. On an inhale, you're going to look up, arch your back. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin. We'll do 4 more rounds of that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale to your cow. Exhale to your cat. Inhale and exhale. One last inhale and exhale. Excellent job. Now we're just going to stand up and walk to the front of our mat. You guys stay at the front. I'm going to turn and face the camera. From here, we're in our mountain pose. So with our mountain pose, all 10 of your toes will be facing the front of your mat. Your hips are pointing straight out. Your arms are down to your side. Your palms are facing away from you. We're in our mountain pose, and we're going to go into chair. And with chair, you can keep your feet at hip distance, or you can heel toe them to where your toes are touching. We'll come down into our chair. It's like we're sitting back in a chair. Our knees aren't going past our toes. Arms can go up overhead or come down to heart center. From here, we're going to stand up. We're going to go into our tree pose. Tree pose is a very grounding pose. And again, that's what we're looking for today, is that grounded feeling. So we're going to ground down using our left leg, pressure coming out of all 4 corners of our foot. And we're going to, once we feel that stability, we're going to bring our right leg into our tree. And it may take a second to get you there. My balance has not been the best today. But once you're there, hands to heart center or open. And we'll take 2 cycles of breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bring it down. Now we're going to go into our cow face or eagle pose. I'm sorry. So we're going to extend our arms out. Our right arm is going to go under our left. We're going to wrap our forearms around each other. Maybe your palms are touching. Maybe back of the hands are touching. And then we're going to wrap our right leg around our left into our eagle pose. We'll find our balance. If you're feeling comfortable with this, feel free to hinge forward at your hips and inhale. And if you have to, tap your toes down if you feel yourself coming out of it. Try to go back in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Slowly lower down. You're going to go into a forward bend, and I will meet you at the front of my mat for that. So we'll fold down into our forward bend. Our feet are hip distance apart. We're going to grab opposite elbows, sway a little bit side to side. We can shake our head yes. We can shake our head no. We're going to plant our hands on the ground. We're going to walk back into our plank pose. Take a second here to set up. One line of energy from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. We'll take an inhale and exhale, lower down to the ground. We're going to inhale and push up into our cobra pose. And then we're going to exhale, push back into our downward dog. Being that this is our first downward dog, you can pedal out the feet, slowly reaching the heel of your foot down towards the mat, one at a time. We'll eventually want to find stillness in our downward dog. We'll take a cycle of breath here. Inhale and exhale. On this next inhale, we're going to raise our right foot behind us. Hips are not opening up. and then we'll exhale, float our foot in between our hands. We're going to rise up, we're going to plant our back foot and come up into our warrior one. With our warrior one, our hips are about facing the front of the mat. Arms can be up, overhead, or you can have them at heart center. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. We're going to bring this back foot in quite a bit, straighten out our front leg, and fold over our front leg into our pyramid pose. Fingertips can be on the ground. If that's a little bit too difficult, feel free to get some blocks and prop yourself up on the blocks. Inhale here, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. We're going to take that back leg, scoot it back a little bit, bring your kneecap to the ground. We're going to come up, plant our left hand into the mat, right arm goes up and over. Taking a nice little twist. Inhale here, and exhale. Your gaze can be out forward, it can be down at your foot, or it can be up at your hand. Inhale, and exhale. Excellent job. We're going to push back into our downward dog. Pedal out our feet a little bit. Catch our breath. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, bend your knees, look towards the front of your mat, and tippy-toe your way to the front of the mat. So we're going to do everything that we did just before. So if you want to fold over your legs, sway a little bit back and forth. And on inhale, we can rise up, hands to heart center, and do everything on the opposite side. So once again, we're going to go back into our chair. So your toes can be touching or they can be hip width apart. Come down into your chair, arms up or at heart center. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Rise up. I'm going to turn and face you. You can stay exactly where you're at. We're going to go into our tree pose on the opposite side. So now we're grounding down into our right leg, our right foot, energy coming out of all four corners of the feet. We'll take our left foot, bring that into our tree pose. And once you're there, hands to heart center, up overhead, find your drishti. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, lower it down to the ground. Arms are going to extend out in front of us. This time our left arm is going to go underneath our right. Forearms wrap around. Again, palms touching, back of the hand, a separation. And this time we will take our left foot, cross it around our right, come into our eagle pose. And then again, you can fold forward or stay upright. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. Fold over your legs. Grab opposite arms, sway a little bit back and forth. Move around your energy. And when you're ready, plant your hands. We'll walk back into our plank pose. So wrists are stacked over shoulders. Inhale. And on an exhale, lower down to the ground, chaturanga. Inhale, push up into cobra. Exhale, into your downward dog. We'll stay here for a cycle of breath. Inhale, and exhale. On our next inhale, we'll raise our left foot behind us. Exhale, float the foot in between the hands. Lower down, ground down on the back foot. Rise up into your warrior one. Your ankle is stacked over your knee. You're not walking on a tight rope. Your feet are going to be about hip width, shoulder width. They're going to be separate. You can even take up the whole width of the mat. Hips like headlights, aiming towards the front of the mat. They don't have to be completely parallel to the front. Arms go up or down to heart center. Or we'll inhale here. And exhale, walk that back foot in, straighten your front leg, and fold over your front leg. Hands can be coming to the floor or to a block. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. One more inhale, and exhale. Straighten the toes on that back foot, wiggle them back a bit. lower your knee. Your right hand plants onto the mat. Left arm goes up and over. Inhale. Gaze can be at the hand, over to the long side of your mat, or down at your hand. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Windshield wiper that arm down to the front of the mat. Push back into your downward dog. Take a few cycles of breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. What we're going to do now is we're going to walk our hands back to meet our feet. Fold over our legs. And on inhale, rise up, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now we're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold. So if you want to face the long edge of your mat, all 10 toes will be facing the long edge of your mat. We're going to take an inhale, raise our hands above our head. Exhale, fold forward into our wide-legged forward fold. Inhale here. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Our legs are very active. There's energy coming out of them. Inhale again. And exhale. Now we're going to plant the right hand onto the mat, right about where your face, right below your face. The left arm is going to sweep up and open up. Our gaze again can be at the hand. It can be towards the front of your mat, or it can be down at the hand on the ground. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent job. Bring it back. Replace hands. So now your left hand is going to go directly under your face. Palm grounding into the earth. The right arm sweeps up and opens up. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent job. One more inhale. And exhale. Both hands touch down. You're in your wide angled forward fold again. Inhale here. And exhale. Hands to hips. Inhale, rise up. And then we're going to heel toe our feet together. So now what we're going to do is walk towards the front of our mat. Our feet are about hip distance apart again. We're going to fold over our legs we're going to inhale, actually rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Heel toe our feet out towards the width of our mat. Our feet are going to point out about 11 and 1, and we'll bring our hips down into a squat or a garland pose. From here, we're keeping our back straight. Hands can go to heart center. Inhale here. And exhale. We're going to take our right hand, place it right outside of our right toes. Our left arm goes up and opens up. Once again, gaze can be at that left hand, straight out to the side of our mat, or down at our mat. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Bring it back to heart center. We'll take our left hand, place it outside of our left toes. Right arm opens up. And we'll inhale here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bring it down. We're going to slowly lower onto our seat. Center ourselves in our mat. Our feet are going to be planted on the ground. And we are going to roll onto our back. We're going to go into a bridge pose. That tends to be a very good grounding pose. So I'm going to see if we can touch the back of our heels. And then we're going to rise up into our bridge pose. So on an inhale, rise up, roll ever so slightly onto your right shoulder and tuck the left one in. Then roll over onto your left shoulder, tuck your right one in. Your hands, they can either be grabbing the mat, they can be in robot arms. You can interlace your fingers behind you and touch your palms, whatever feels best in your body. We're going to stay here for a moment and inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Untuck your shoulders and slowly roll down one vertebrae at a time. Once your back is flat onto your mat, bring your knees into your chest. You can roll a little bit back and forth. We are going to do that 2 more times. So feet plant. And again, you want your feet to be about hip width apart. And when you're in the pose, I don't want you like looking around to see if everything is in the right positioning. You never want to do that from this pose. Just get a good feel for it right now. Your toes should be facing the front of your mat. Your knees aren't going to splay out. They're going to stay about hip width distance apart. You're going to rise up, tuck in your shoulder blades, put your arms either grabbing your mat, robot arms, or interlacing your fingers behind you. A good visual to make sure that your knees aren't splaying out is to imagine that you have a block between your legs and you're squeezing that block. If that visual doesn't really work for you and you're still having problems, feel free to go grab a block, put it in between your legs. It'll really help you understand the placement of your knees for this pose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Lower everything one vertebrae at a time. When your back is flat on the mat, bring those knees into your chest. You can pull your head up to meet your knees. Rock a little bit. And then we'll do that one more time. Feet flat on the mat. Touch the back of your heels. On an inhale, rise up. Tuck your shoulder blades. Arms in whatever placement you've been doing them and what feels good. Inhale. Exhale, imagine that imaginary block in between your legs, or maybe you have a real one there. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, untuck your shoulder blades, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Last time, bring those knees into the chest. Bring your forehead up to meet your knees. Roll back and forth. Excellent job. Lower your head back down if you had it up. And from here, we're going to go into some stretches. So we'll do a reverse pigeon. To begin, we'll keep our left foot planted. We'll take our right leg and cross it over the top of our left thigh. Our right ankle is going to be right about where the top of our knee is on our left side. We will bring that in, and then you can feel free to grab the top of the left knee or the back of the hamstring of the left knee. If you're deciding to grab the back of the hamstring of the left leg, you can use your right elbow to push in to your right thigh, and at the same time, your right thigh is going to push back in to your right elbow. Your right foot remains active the entire time. This bottom foot doesn't have to be active. You can make it, or you can just have it hang loose for a little bit. But we'll inhale here and exhale. Your shoulders aren't rising. You don't want them up by your ears. If they are, remind yourself to just bring them down. Relax your shoulders. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, lower your left leg to the ground, uncross your legs, your right foot plants onto your mat, and this time we'll bring our left one up. Ankle will cross over the top of our right thigh. We'll bring everything in towards the chest. You can grab the back of the knee on the right knee, or you can grab the back of the hamstring. You can make sure that your left foot is flexed. You can use your left elbow to push into your left leg while the left leg pushes back into the left elbow. Inhale here. Exhale, make sure your shoulders are lowered. Top foot is active. Inhale. And exhale. You might feel a big difference from one side to the next. I know it always is for me. That's always the case. I can feel my left hip opening quite a bit more than I feel in my right side. Inhale. And exhale. Your tailbone, you want to make sure that it's going towards the mat. You're not rounding that up. Tailbone is staying anchored to the mat. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. You can lower your right foot to the mat, uncross your legs. We're going to go into a happy baby. So bring your knees up to your chest. Grab the outside of your feet. Your bottoms of the feet will be parallel to the ceiling, or if you have the pleasure of doing this outside, they're parallel to the sky. You can rock a little bit back and forth. Now is when we can start to loosen up our breathing a little bit, put a little more naturality into it. Inhale. Exhale again. Our shoulders are not rising up into our ears when we're doing this. It's a nice relaxed pose. We're guiding our shoulders back to the mat. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bring your knees to the floor, or your feet to the floor. Your knees are up. We're going to guide our knees over to the right-hand side of our mat. Our right hand will anchor down those knees while our left arm extends out to the side. Our gaze can either be at the hand or straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale. Try to keep that left shoulder, the head of the shoulder, grounded into the mat. It's typical for it to rise up a little bit, but just be mindful of that and try to guide that back down towards your mat. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, bring the knees back up. Straighten yourself into your mat. We're going to lower our knees now to the left side, using our left hand as an anchor on top of those knees to hold them out. Our right arm extends out to the side. Our gaze is either at the right hand or straight up towards the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. And exhale. Center everything out. Bring your knees into your chest one more time. Forehead to the knees. Rock back and forth. And now we're going to extend our legs out, open, our arms down to the side, palms facing out, and we'll now enter our Shavasana. So here I would like you to become one with Mother Earth. Really feel that grounding. You can open up your mouth. Don't worry about trying to regulate your breathing. Just let your breathing be natural. We'll lay here for a moment. Let go of your jaw. Let go of your tongue. Let go of your forehead. You guys will stay in Shavasana for a few minutes. I will let you know when it's time to escape and bring you back. So just enjoy these couple minutes of peace. We could begin by wiggling the toes and wiggling the fingers, reaching up overhead, taking a stretch from the tip of our fingertips straight through our body down to our toes. When you are ready, roll onto the right side of your body into the fetal position. Take a moment there. Then using your left hand, push yourself up and join me in a seated position. So this is the last series of the dosha series that I've been doing. I hope at some point along the way, one of these classes resonated with you, hopefully helped you feel some balance. If this Vata class is the only one that you did, I hope that you felt that grounding. I hope you were able to bring down some of the mental air that may have been trapped up there. Feel free to save this class and take it at your leisure whenever you feel the need to be a little more balanced. And if this class resonated with you, but you need something a little more individual, let me know and we'll work on something together. That is what I am here for, is for you. So once again, thank you so much for joining me in this practice, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste.